Welcome to Marriage Monday. I'm glad you're here. Today is the day that I will discuss marriage topics, be it in my marriage, according to the Bible, tips and tidbits to lead to a better marriage. Today I was led to Ephesians, and as a husband, I always go to 25 first. Husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. I started to read on, and God stopped me. He said, back up just a little bit. And I backed up to 22. This is for the wives. Wives, submit to your own husbands as to the Lord. Now I'm going to flip it back to the husbands. Question there is, if your wife was to act and treat you the same way you treat her, are you going to be okay submitting to her? If not, it's time for some reevaluation and some much needed change. We are called to lead our wives. All too many times in today's society, we see people leading with a strong voice and a strong arm, and that submission comes more out of fear than out of love. We need to shy away from that. We should be leading out of love and care for the Lord and our wife. We're to treat our wife as Christ did the church. We should be leading with gentleness. We should be leading with the word. My question to you is this: how are we as husbands submitting to God? Do we submit to God first, or do we submit to God after we submit to the world? And that's a key thing to think about, because how we submit to God, I think, is a direct reflection of how our wives are going to submit to us. Our wives are going to submit to God first, but they're also going to submit to us the way we submit to God. How do we submit to God? Are we wholehearted with our life? Are we completely sold out for Jesus? Do we not care what the world thinks of us, of our marriage, for the sake of God? We should love Jesus more than anything ever. And if we display that to our wives, they're going to be more than willing to submit to us, because we're fully submitted to God. They will submit to us, and they will follow us wherever we need to go, because we're leading as we're following Christ. That's something that weighs heavy on me today, because I see too many people getting caught up in leading with the wrong intentions, leading because they like the control, leading because they want to make the spouse feel lesser. It's completely the wrong way of doing it. We should lead out of love. The love that Christ has for the church is the same love we should have for our wives. We should be able to lead them and correct them completely out of love. And if we do these things lovingly, they will submit to us, and they will do the things because they know that our hearts are for the Lord. Our hearts are to satisfy Jesus, because we are trying to present her to him without spot, without wrinkle, without any such thing. So are we leading out of love for Christ, or are we leading out of control and demand? That's my question for the husbands. A little self-evaluation, just something to think about. So the next time, before you speak to your wife, before you need something from your wife, before you expect your wife to just fully submit to you, think about how you are. Think about how you're submitting to God and how you want her to be towards you. Thank you guys for joining this short installment of Marriage Monday. I know it wasn't much, but it's very, very powerful, because I feel like that's something that the world needs to start looking at. Husbands submitting to God and the wives submitting to the husbands. Like they say, know your role. Thank y'all. God bless you.